Hi there and welcome to Rent This Home. I am Michael with RedTeam Property Management and I'm your host for this show. And from a standpoint of why are we even here, RedTeam and Rent This House, Rent This Home is all about educating you as the investor, whether you have, 4, 5, 6 rental properties, or if you have 1 or 2, or let's just say you're a first-time investor considering getting into the residential rental property world. That's what this show is about. It's about educating you as the investor and knowing where the pitfalls are, how to avoid them, and how to be successful and get the best value out of your residential rental property. So let's talk about whys. Why does anyone really, why do you invest in rental property? You know, you could ask that question to tons of different people. And ultimately, it all comes down to one thing. It comes down to the fact that rental property, just like any other investment vehicle, it's about a return on your investment. It's about putting $1 in and getting much more than $1 out. So whether you buy stocks or bonds or mutual funds or whatever the case may be, rental real estate works exactly the same way. You want to put money in and get more out. But people say, you can ask any person the whys, that's the one why, but the mechanisms or the value propositions associated to rental property really comes to 4 different things. First, it's about taxes. It's really about reducing your taxes and how you can get an immediate positive impact on an asset even if you don't make any money yet. Actually, one of our newest clients out of California just recently, that was the reason why he contacted us about property management, is because he wanted to reduce his taxable income. So you buy rental property, one of the advantages is getting that reduced tax benefit. Second is about equity. Now, when you have a renter, you have a renter who's actually paying for your rental property. That monthly rent that's coming in, what does it do? It's actually paying down the mortgage or the financing that you have on that property. So in essence, you're getting someone else to pay your retirement in essence for you. One of our recent dialogues we had with a husband and wife who that's their very thing. They want to consider buying rental property, having someone pay it down for them so that in 15 years, when their kids that they're planning on having go to college, they have that property paid for. Third is actually appreciation. That's one we don't talk about a whole lot. You actually have someone else pay for your property, but because real estate tends to what? Tends to go up over time. The value goes up over time. Even with some of the downturns we've seen, in essence, rental property tends to go up over time. So when you do end up selling that property, and there are other ways to take advantage of it even if you don't sell it, but when you sell that property, you get the opportunity to take advantage of the appreciation that occurred while you were sitting there having someone else pay your mortgage, pay that property down. And to me, number 4 is actually, I wish we could hear the angels singing right now, it's really that nirvana. What happens when, some of us are fortunate enough to be able to pay cash for a property, but what happens when you have someone that's rented your property and they bought it in essence for you, you make that last payment, you write that last check to the mortgage company, and what happens? Now that property is completely yours, and sure, you have some expenses. You still have insurance and taxes and certain things you have to pay for it. But every check that comes in has a big chunk of money in it that potentially you can put it in your pocket. It's money that, it's your own personal bank, your own personal ATM in many regards. So those are really the 4 values why people say, that they enjoy or like the benefit of residential rental property. So again, tax, equity, growth, someone else growing your equity. Third is appreciation. And then again, 4, that nirvana or that cash flow that you get from having rental property. Now, I talked about how that one person is buying property for tax benefit. So whatever your reason for wanting to invest in residential rental property, without the best education, or more importantly, without having a partner who knows the ins and outs of the business, who can help you avoid the pitfalls and can help educate you on the wheres and whys. You know, without those, the likelihood or the potential for you making a mistake in residential rental is very large. So again, the goal of our show is to educate you on the benefits of real estate, but also the opportunity to avoid those pitfalls. So for those that want to, you know, garner those benefits or to talk to a professional who understands that, such as those agents of ours at Red Team, you can go to RentRedTeam.com, RentRedTeam.com, and actually ask those questions, because every real estate investor, ones that have properties now, or as I said, those people that are just kind of trying to figure it out, trying to consider whether rental properties are meant for them, having the opportunity to just talk to someone, just ask questions, not have any cost associated, just to speak to someone, get their questions answered, it's such a benefit. And then you can determine if rental property is really for you. So I challenge you, go to RentRedTeam.com, educate yourself on what makes sense for you in the residential rental property, and it'll give you the opportunity to see if rental real estate is for you. I'm Michael Mays, and I'll be right back.